Hello all, it is 5:44 on what they tell us is the 4th of November 2024. I come downstairs this morning, exactly 12 hours ago, so I thought it was a good time to start this recording. And when I come downstairs 12 hours ago and turned my computer on and it said 5:44, I then looked up the angel numbers and the meanings. It's not an exact science. I don't pretend it is. But I find it very interesting. A lot of you look at 111 or 1111 and this, that and the other. I'm quite happy to look at anything that grabs my attention to see if there's a message there that resonates with me. And there was this morning. 5:44 on the angel numbers. Just trying to, in case you wanted to have a look at it. Joanne Scribes, Sacred Scribes, Joanne Walmsley, angel numbers. If you wanted to look that up, if you can't find it, let me know and give me an email and I'll send the link to you if you are interested in that, which you may well be. Because I pay attention to anything. I don't necessarily agree with what I'm reading, hearing, feeling, sensing, whatever, seeing, but I'll pay attention. I've done I'm Basil, BBTT, Basil Broadcasting Truth and Therapy on my channel, the Self-Preservation Society, or Truth and Awareness on YouTube. And here I am using the talking stick. I'd done a post the other day in my Facebook group. We are defined by the company we keep. And I said that's why I'll never shop on Amazon or the likes. That's why I'll always, whenever humanly possible, actually, no, that is right in the context of what I'm going to say. Whenever humanly possible, I go to independent retailers, but they're getting less and less because humans have been assimilated in so many different ways, not least of which the convenience of Amazon and the like. Not me. I remember Loz, there's a link to her health and wellness store below, having such difficulty with PayPal, and she's not alone. PayPal wouldn't give her money, this, that and the other. And it's indicative of what's coming. What's coming, what we are tolerating and allowing. I just put up another post, considering North Carolina and Tennessee, Valencia, etc. in Spain, and many, many others, too numerous to mention. Natural events are not natural. And I posted that in Thanet chat, and this girl copied my statement in the comments and then just wrote, "Gotcha." She is indicative of a human being. She was seeking to take the piss out of me, somebody that's trying to enlighten and enable her. So she just wrote, "Gotcha." She used the internet to do that. It's all done on the internet. And yet, if I told her to use the internet to look up weather modification patents, she wouldn't do it. And she'd ridicule me for even suggesting it. Because the telly hasn't told her to think like I think. And that's what people like me are up against. it's really brilliant. I keep saying that. When you can see it with real eyes that realise the real lies, it's brilliant how it works and how the masses are controlled by the narrative. You know, it's an interesting thought, ladies and gentlemen. When I was younger, much younger, if you were certified, then you was in an asylum. And now everybody wants to get certified. They want a certificate. I'm a Reiki master. You know, I'm this, I'm that, I'm whatever. Got a certificate for whatever. And where do the certificates come from? They come ultimately from your masters. There's some great stuff coming out, as I said in my previous upload, that, you know, gets you to see the other side of the coin. And I can't get out of my heart and my mind those Amish people just packing up their tools and whatever and going to help the people in North Carolina and Tennessee. That's mankind. I don't care what you say. That is mankind. Yes, there's lots about the Amish that it doesn't sit well with me. Amish, sorry if I pronounced it wrong. Doesn't sit well with me. However, you know, we are defined by the company we keep and our words, deeds and actions. And those individuals' deeds and actions and their intention behind them should travel round the world to touch all mankind. Really should. Those Spanish people, the hundreds and hundreds that I saw in that video, walking to clean up the mess in Valencia, it makes my heart sing with joy. It really does, to see that. And in all the darkness and all the narratives that I talk about, trying to wake people up, when I see stuff like that, I don't care what you say, how you perceive me, it makes my heart sing with joy to see mankind coming together. They might only be humans after all, but they are being kind to man. And for me, there's a difference. There's a difference. I hope you all pay particular attention to the memes that I use here. That one on the left is brilliant. Absolutely fucking brilliant. And I'll remind you of the quote by Thomas Sheridan: "Flags are the dusters given to us by our masters to polish their mansions." When you understand that, you'll stop standing under the flag, whatever your flag is, and you'll stand on it. And in doing so, you will then start the journey of crushing your masters that keep you in human form, keep you in a spiritual awareness. They don't want you to understand that you are mankind. They don't want you to understand that you are soul, source, consciousness and awareness. They don't want you doing that. And that's why they give you all these different things, flags to separate you as human beings from another part of mankind. I don't know where we're going. I know where we could go. I know where we could go if the world just woke up. Woke up to the south and realised who we are. I had a great morning this morning. Went over to Thanet and met one of my subscribers. And he was blown away that I took the time and went over there to meet him. Because he's reached out to so many other people like me that put stuff out there in the way that I do. And he mentioned a couple of names, and I won't reveal their names, but they're well respected, well revered, got loads, hundreds, followers in the six figures at least, the names he mentioned. Would I talk to him? No. And it's an interesting point for me, people. All these people that we, and I respect quite a few of them, we revere and whatever, they're putting the stuff out. How many of you out there have actually reached out to these people, especially if they live in your area, your country, this, that and the other, and had a personal and private meeting with them, or a public, out in the public, met up for a cup of coffee and whatever, which is what me and Will done today. And thank you for the breakfast, Will. He wouldn't let me pay for the breakfast. He paid for it, and I greatly appreciate that. Thank you very much indeed. But I find it interesting because I've reached out to quite a few individuals on Skype, for instance. Never have they accepted, acknowledged that reaching out. The only one exception is Max Eigen. Max Eigen, we had a conversation a few years ago, and even now I post all my stuff that I do to him there and other stuff I find of interest, this, that, and that. I might send him a voice clip, this, that, and that, and he sees it. Does he ever acknowledge it? No, he doesn't. Too busy for people. All these individuals. Too busy for people, as Will spoke about today. I'm not. I'll make time for people. And I've said before, my email address is below in the description box. If you're in the UK and you want to chat, I'll give you my number. If you're close to me, like Will is, I drove from Dover to Ramsgate today to meet him. I'll meet you and we'll have a couple of hours together. I'll make time for you. If you're further afield or abroad, my Skype address. We can have a chat there. Although if anybody knows about Skype, I'd be really interested in if you can help me, because I tried to speak to Justin Light yesterday in Switzerland, and I can send an audio clip, a voice clip, and he can hear it. He can send me one, and I can hear it. But if I try to call him, he can't hear me, or I can't hear him, one or the other. So if anybody's got any ideas on that, I've gone all through the settings, bit of a technophobic, I'd appreciate some help there. But anyway, it's indicative of putting these people on pedestals what are the truthers, mediums, sports stuff, political people, whatever. And they're not really interested in you. At best, their intention is pure, and they're so busy doing what they're doing for the right reasons. Or their intention is not so pure, and they just want your energy, frequency and vibration, your attention. And they love it on the pedestals, this, that and the other. That's why I keep my feet grounded. I don't want to be... The only time I want to be looking down upon anybody is if I'm helping them up. That's how I roll. Look at that meme, ladies and gentlemen. Shooter Israel, weapons from America, silence from the EU. That's how the world rolls. That's how the world rolls. But it is, it's really interesting times. In America today, there they go, totting off to their voting booths and whatever, and giving their energy away to somebody they think that can save them. And nobody ever has. Nobody ever has. You know, Nye Bevin here in the UK after the Second World War, you know, give us the National Health Service, and along with that we got all that social housing built. Brick houses, by the way, they were brick houses they built. Brick. And think about that, because today they might be brick facades, but they're all wooden inside. And as I said, the big bad wolf can huff and puff, and he'd blow your house down. He'd blow your house down. But, you know, Nye Bevin, give us the National Health Service, and we had all that social housing built after the Second World War, you know, which was wonderful. Nobody questioned where the money was coming from after spending all that money for 6 years fighting Germany and Japan and whatever. That was their masters, Nye Bevin's masters at the time, telling them, can spend this for the slaves, and that'll make them happy for a while, and later on we take it back off them, which they do. You can't own anything. You can own yourself, but nobody really knows how to do that, do they? And even if you did, you know, look at the battles you've got to face, like to get your intellectual property known as yours. Like I said in a upload, Egypt My Arse, a few weeks back, about Karl Lentz, Karlnentz, and what he had to prove himself to be a man before he got his intellectual property back, his daughter. If you've never looked at that story, again, go and look it up. But he had to prove that in their system. Couldn't just say I'm a man, he had to prove he was a man by playing their game in their system. The game has to stop, people. Here in the UK, we've got things like the Magna Carta and the Bill of Rights, this, that and the other. That's something we can fall back on. In America, you've got the Constitution. It is something that you can fall back on. But yeah, I watch these people getting stopped by police for whatever in America, and they stand under the Constitution, but the police don't. You see, what are the police? I said that to Will today, and he's in agreement with me, but when Sir Robert Peel created what we now know as the police force, it was created to protect the aristocracy. And I don't know about anywhere else in the world, but in the UK we used to have constables. You don't have constables anymore, you have officers. And an officer is a revenue assistant for a start. So we have police officers, policy officers. They're enforcing policy. They're not enforcing law, i.e. common law. They're enforcing policy, acts and statutes. And you've got to learn the difference, my friend. You've got to understand the difference and get some comprehension of how they use normal everyday language in a different way to you, normal everyday words, in order to control you. But that being said, and Will said today, violence is not the answer. And it is a philosophical question. And worth some thought. But, if I had a gun, I would use that gun where I saw harm, loss or injury being caused to another. And I don't care if it's Bill Gates, Klaus Schwab, this, that and the other. If I was in the position, I would bring them down. But it's not enough to bring them down. You've got to bring down the mindset that controls them. It's the same with Israel. The Israeli people, in general, are not bad. Right? It's the mindset that controls them that is bad. And it's the same with all human beings. All human beings. And human beings are not really bad. It's the mindset that controls them that is bad. And that's why I say, when Castaneda called that which come from outside our universe, called it the predator mind. The predator mind is predatory on our conscious state of being. That's what it is. The mind that you have is not your mind. The spirit that you have is not yours. The ego and the emotions that you experience, you may think you have control over them, but they're controlled by the mind and the perceptions of the mind, which is not a natural aspect of the conscious being that you truly are. And when you seek to understand this, you and we can change things. But as I said to Will today, as well-meaning, as good-intentioned as all his rhetoric was, for me it boils down to this. Don't look outside yourself to see what good you can do there until you've gone within yourself and sorted your own house out. You've got to sort yourself out. You've got to go within or you'll go without. Sort your own house out. Deal with your demons, your shadows and everything else. And then, and only then, and if you continue to do that, I'm continually doing that. It's not something that you ever reach the end of. I'm continually doing it. But in all humility, when you've been doing it as long as me, then you've got a much different perception and awareness of that which is going on outside you. And yes, I care and I empathise with those that are suffering, but I don't allow their suffering to control me and my conscious state of being. And I'm not cold to the suffering of the world and those in it. But I do not allow it, another suffering, as far as I possibly can. And it ain't easy, to control me. Otherwise, I've lost. And those that are rulers and are masters, they've won. It's not easy, people. It really ain't easy. But it's something we've all got to do. And you've got to break down, if you're anything like me, and I'm sure you are, you've got to break down so many false beliefs, ideologies and teachings and see through them in order to find the essence of you first and foremost, and the truth about you. And like I say, I've been doing this for many, many years now. And I still don't consider myself awake. I consider myself on a journey of awakening. It's a process, it's a journey. It's not a destination. I don't consider myself to be the Oracle of Delphi and know it all. I am but a receiver for all that was, is and will be, just the same as Tesla was. That doesn't mean to say I've received it all and know it all. I don't. I'm continuing to learn. And one of the things I got willed to do today, a little ceremony I'll get people to do, to stand in their own power and to give away all that no longer serves them. And it's, I'm doing it all the time. I don't have to go and stand outside every day, but I do it quite a lot. And stand in oneness with all that was, is and will be, in my own power, and release, give away that which no longer serves me. I do it quite often. I walk my talk. Ladies and gentlemen. And I'm not patronising you or anybody else here. I'm sharing with you what I do, what I've done and what I continue to do to free myself. And I share it in the hope that it could be a benefit to you to freeing yourself. Because you're not free. If you're still controlled by the narrative of your masters, your owners, and using all their resources, especially money, then you're not free. Unless you can take that money and use it in a way that is outside their control. Which is why I and many others are always telling you, shop local, shop at independents. Question those that would get you to spend your money with your owners, i.e. Amazon, this, that and the other. Those that are supposed to be bringing you the truth and whatever, buy my books and this, that and the other, and, on Amazon, they lose all credibility for me. And they should do for you. Should lose all credibility. Because you're giving your money back to the beast who's allowed you to have use of it in the first place. It ain't natural, ladies and gentlemen. It ain't natural. The weather ain't natural, and we're not natural because we're just human beings. Them Amish are showing something to me about being natural and doing what they're doing for those people. That's mankind. Something completely different. Your humanity is governed by your humanness, and your humanness is owned and controlled by your masters, your dark, demonic, satanic, spiritual masters in the seen and the unseen, the heard and the unheard. When you can understand that, when it starts to make sense to you, then you can change it all. And you can be like the Amish, doing what they do because it's the right thing to do and they're doing it for the right reasons. Irrespective of any religious connotation to it, you've got to admire, respect and revere what they're doing for their fellow human beings, what they're trying to do. And when you can do that too, you'll know the truth, speak the truth, and you'll no longer look like this to those with the eyes like me that can see. Hold on a sec. Stop dwelling on the spiritual aspect of yourself. It may not be as it is on the right there, but it ain't real. It ain't real. It is just the reality of any particular incarnation you're in. It's not real. What's real is far greater than that, and it's far deeper than that. And it is the light that you are. You are the light bearer, the light bringer. You are Lucifer. And when you can understand that, you will fight Satan. And you will deny Satan like Jesus did in the Garden of Gethsemane. He wasn't denying Lucifer. He was Lucifer. He said, I am the light, I am the way. He was denying all the temptations of Satan, the darkness. Try to be natural, people. Try to understand what it is to be natural. And when you do so, you'll have a comprehension of what it is to be normal. And it's not normal to be a human being. It's not normal at all. Mankind, in this physical third-dimensional reality, is normal. But we've lost that. Being spiritual may have its positives, but it's not natural. It is not natural. It is a corruption of the true essence of you. Not you the person, but you the soul. When you seek to understand that, you'll make a difference. You'll make a difference to yourself, and you'll make a difference to that which is outside the self. If this message resonates, share the message. Don't share me. Share the message. I have to say, I didn't ever want to do it. I started a channel on YouTube a year or two back because I was having problems with Bitchute. Technical problems, this, that, and the other. And when those problems ceased, then I stopped using the Bitchute channel, but I've started to use it again. And it's interesting. It's a bit disheartening in many ways, but it's also interesting. I'm getting more views in relation to my subscribers on YouTube than I am on my main Bitchute channel. Got over 6,000 so-called subscribers on my channel. Mind you, it goes down 1 or 2 a week. It's been doing that for a few months now. I was well over 6,500, well over. But it's been going down 1 or 2 a week now. Now, yes, that might be people leaving. I don't think so. You know. But anyway, it doesn't matter. Won't stop me doing what I'm doing. Because my intention is pure, it's honourable. And it won't stop me doing that. If your intention is pure and honourable and this message resonates with you, then please share the message wherever you're listening to it. Don't share me, share the message. And look below in the description box. You know, Dead Men's Secrets, No Forest on Earth, Royal Raymond Rife, this, that and the other, and all my contact details. I'm here for you. I'm here for you. I might not be able to talk to you when you want. We might have to arrange a time, but I'm here for you. And I'll continue to be here for you. And it was such a pleasure today to go and meet one of my subscribers and listeners. Will, really enjoyed your company, mate, and the chat and everything else. Really enjoyed that. So nice. So nice. But people, you know, I think people are frightened to meet this, that, and the other. I'm not, because I've got nothing to hide. Got nothing to hide. I remember saying to Terry Tasker, who helps run the Spiritualist Association of Great Britain, I stood in front of him and challenged him, and I said to him, back in 2016, 2017, I said, I'm an open book, Terry. For those with the eyes to see. He didn't like that. Those spiritualist people, they're so challenged by me, those spiritualists, those mediums, because most of them are fucking arseholes. Complete and utter arseholes. They may start off with the purest of intentions, you know, and want to, you know, serve spirit, this, that and the other, but 99% of them end up just serving their self. Not me. Not me. I'm so humbly proud of myself not falling into that trap. It felt wrong to me when I first started this journey 40 years ago, using my gifts, my abilities outside the 5 senses to personally profit or gain. No, I gift them to people. Like I gifted today in my time and presence to Will, and look what he done back. He brought me breakfast. And that's the way it should be, people. That's the way it should be. A mutual and consensual sharing of energy. Share the message, don't share me. In Lakesh, in you I see another me. Me takui o yasin. We are all related, we are all relatives. But I tell you, we're all connected.